In the small town of Bethlehem, long before the days of kings and castles, there lived a woman named Naomi. Naomi was married to Elimelech, and together they had 2 sons, Mahlon and Chilion. But times were tough, and there was a famine in the land, so they decided to move to a place called Moab. In Moab, life went on, and soon Naomi's sons married Moabite women. One of them was named Ruth, a kind and gentle soul. But sorrow struck the family. First, Elimelech passed away, and not long after, both Mahlon and Chilion died too. Naomi was heartbroken, left with her 2 daughters-in-law in a foreign land. One day, Naomi heard that the famine in Bethlehem had ended, and she decided to return home. She told her daughters-in-law to go back to their families, as she had nothing left to offer them. Orpah, one daughter-in-law, kissed Naomi goodbye and returned to her people. But Ruth clung to Naomi tightly. "Where you go, I will go," Ruth declared with fierce loyalty. "Your people will be my people, and your God my God." And so, the 2 women journeyed back to Bethlehem together. When they arrived, the whole town was surprised to see Naomi, for she seemed a shadow of her former self. Harvest time was upon them, and Ruth, taking the initiative, decided to glean in the fields to gather leftover grains to sustain them. She found herself in the fields of a man named Boaz, who was kind-hearted and happened to be a relative of Naomi. He took notice of Ruth and admired her dedication to Naomi. Every day, Ruth returned to Boaz's fields, and Boaz instructed his workers to leave extra grain for her to gather. He spoke to Ruth and offered her protection and kindness. Naomi, noticing Boaz's interest, devised a plan. She told Ruth to go to Boaz during the night and lay at his feet as a sign of her wish for him to be her guardian redeemer. When Boaz awoke and found Ruth at his feet, he was touched by her loyalty. He assured her he would do all he could to redeem her. But there was another who had the first right to do so. Boaz approached the man and arranged with him the rights to marry Ruth. Ruth and Boaz were soon married, and their story didn't just end there. Ruth bore a son named Obed, who would be the grandfather of King David, the greatest king in Israel's history. And so, through Ruth's unwavering faith and kindness, she helped weave together the remarkable story of her descendants, showing the world that love and loyalty can change the course of history.